Hey planner friends, I am excited to be back with you to set up the month of June in my bullet journal, and we have some new things to venture this month because this bullet journal is full. I think I ended up having like maybe four more pages left out of this bullet journal, but it is full. This is my spread from the last week. I was just going to run through the last month with you to kind of show you how the last month went pretty much. So this was the cover page, if you remember right, trying a theme for this month. I really did like it. I ended up getting the hang of doing my tulips a little bit better. But this was my monthly spread. And I definitely looked back on this more, but if I did learn one thing, I'm definitely going to be closing in my boxes. This just got a little confusing. Yeah, so closing in boxes, but still worked well. This was my first week, definitely nice and full, and worked very well for me. Definitely knowing that I need a vertical spread from now on. So second week, not as full, definitely used, you know, it is what it is. Like, I just didn't have as much. I was doing a ton of editing on one specific job, and so I was focusing on all of my energy on that pretty much, so I just didn't have a ton of to-dos technically. So and then we had a trip, and then we had a trip to Mackinac and all that kind of stuff. So next week, I kind of just kept the same thing going, and yeah, definitely had lots of to-dos and getting used. And then this was this week. I changed it up a little bit. I think I'm going to start going with a little bit more of this, except for I didn't love the boxes over here. I felt like it just made it a little bit too busy. I'm going to be looking into getting the dot highlighters. I just am not looking to spend tons of money right now. But this is the week that we're in here, and we're actually on Thursday. I know I spelled Thursday wrong. I always do, guys. I'm horrible. But yeah, I loved it, and I love that for the most part, other than maybe this spread, I carried the tulips through. I'm still trying to figure out a theme for June. I'm not the best drawer or doodler or anything like that. And again, as much as I have a lot of stamps and my collection's growing, I just don't have a ton of stamps. They're expensive, and I don't have companies throwing stamps at me like a lot of other creators. So workout tracker, I mean, I just didn't work out. So I thought I was going to be much better this month, and I just have not. I've been a little overwhelmed this month. But meal plan worked out very well. We are going to be moving my meal plan to my weekly spread though, and I will tell you why here in a minute. But I probably actually am still going to do a monthly meal plan too. Again, when we get there, I'll let you know. This was supposed to be budgeting. Guys, I really need to get up on my budgeting. YouTube just didn't go well at all this month. I got a few videos up, but I just never... I didn't get around to doing YouTube videos at all. So it is what it is. It happens. YouTube calendar got filled out. Again, I didn't stick to this. Some months you got it, some months you didn't. House cleaning, though, the first week was great because I did a huge house cleaning, day. And then I literally have barely cleaned my house to this point. And it needs to be this week. I'm going to get a whole nother section of it done though. So we're doing good. Actually, I did clean my office here. So I will check that out because I did a whole office and basement. Actually, do I put basement down here? I don't. I'm going to have to put basement on here for next month because I've changed my whole basement. As for journaling went very well. The only thing I haven't done is honestly this week, but I have chosen this week to do week in a life. So I'm journaling elsewhere. So it is what it is. And then I started April stories and May stories. I will keep that. And then, but the big change is that, like I said, I'm done with this bullet journal. So it lasted 5 months. And I believe it just didn't last as long as I thought it was going to last because I, you know, do a lot of journaling. So, yeah. Oh, another one that probably is going to have to get transferred over. But I'm going to be keeping this around because, like I said, I have a lot of spreads in here, like this one that I'm chipping away at. I need to keep on finishing. I'll probably just put this one in my new one. But stuff like this, I actually need to go through and fill this out because I've gotten a few weeks done in that. So that will be sticking around for quite some time. I will just stay in my office. But here we are. Here is the new bullet journal. I have went to B5. As you can see, it is much larger. I'm like super excited for it. I'm a little bit like, I don't know how to, you know, do my regular planning, but mainly I got this so that there would be more room for journaling. Because as you can see, my journal pages were very tight. And yeah, that's just that. So this is, I also scoured Amazon. I've actually gotten 2 different ones. I'm going to be returning one. For the B5, there's not too many options that aren't like $60 plus. And I'm going through them in 5 months, guys. And I believe that this had like 200 and something pages and this one only has like 160 so much pages. But the other problem I was having is I was not finding white pages in the cheaper versions of the bullet journal. So I did finally find this off-white cream, and I think it's as close as I'm going to get to white without having the price of everything be $60. Sorry, my dog is going nuts. But yeah, I'm going to get started on this. I have went ahead, and normally I'm not a pre-planner. Oh, I will tell you, this is Imshu. I have no idea. There's the name of this one. I will put the link down below because I believe this was only like $16.99, or it was under $20, I believe. So I was really happy with that. We'll see how it does on stamping. The pages are only 100 GSM, where I think this is 160. So we'll see how it does on stamping. I had another one, this one, like I said, but I'm giving this one back. And I feel like the pages were a little bit thicker, but well, I guess it is pretty much the same color, honestly. Yeah, it's pretty much the same color. I thought that this was a little bit brighter, but it's not. I do like the color better, though. I thought this was supposed to be more yellow, and it turned out a little bit green. So we'll be sending that one back and using this one. So let's get started. I have no idea, like I said, what I'm doing for my theme or my title page. So as I'm editing this, once I figure that out, I'll probably go back through and figure it out. But yeah, let's get started and see where this gets us.
All right, guys, so I am just going to start out on my monthly spread. Like I mentioned before, right at this point, I was still trying to determine which might be my theme. And you're going to see coming up here that I figured it out. But yeah, I don't do a ton of pre-planning usually in my bullet journals. I kind of just go by the seat of my pants. But because this was a B5, I definitely had to go and think a little bit before. It's just such on a bigger scale that I wanted to make sure I was using space the best way I could. So my boxes for my monthly spread, I believe, ended up being 8x8s. Which I love. Like, if that's one spot that I am going to love, the bigger size is definitely going to be my monthly spread. I don't have to pack everything into the small boxes anymore and worry about not having room. The 8x8s are definitely going to be just big enough. And honestly, it kind of all just worked out. And yeah, I love how this ends up turning out. So a lot of this, I am just going to let this kind of play so you guys can follow along and just watch me work through this whole process in case you are switching to a B5 or, you know, thinking about switching to a B5. So this next part, I am going to be just using the stamp set. I believe this is a Studio Calico. Yeah, I believe it's Studio Calico. Again, I will put all the stamps below. Technically, I could have just numbered this with 1 with each stamp all the way to 31. But I have found out from previous times of using this stamp that it is a lot quicker just to use the 2 all the way through, and then the 3 all the way through, and the 1 all the way through, instead of getting a new stamp every single time. So that's kind of what you're going to see me do here, and get this all filled out. Alright, so there it is. If you can't see that, I did choose the lemon theme. So I kept on coming back to this theme. I don't know why. It just kept on jumping out to me. I really didn't want to sit there and doodle all of this, but honestly, it was fun, and I had a little bit of time that day to kind of take, and I was waiting for a contract to go through, and so I was a little bit nervous, and I just kind of used that time to do this. I am not the best doodler. I think I said that before. So I did do these in pencil and then redid it with my, Tombow. I did find out that this paper is pretty thin, and it doesn't take to marking over and over again. Even just 2 layers, it started to get real thin. So for any bullet journalist that is really drawing and really creating multiple layers of ink, this is not the bullet journal for you. So the shadowing, you can see, honestly, I don't feel like it's that bad in person. I think that my lights definitely accentuated it a little bit, or the video did. I'm okay with shadowing though. It doesn't bother me at all, really, honestly. So yeah, that's just something I kind of, once I read that it was only 100 GSM, I definitely knew that was coming. So one thing that I do wish that I had more of were layered stamps or stencils. Maybe stenciling, I'm going to try for my next theme, and get some stencils, some layered stencils that, like card makers use and all that kind of stuff, and maybe see if blending will be a better option. A little less ink on the page, yeah, that kind of thing, and I think it will be a lot prettier, honestly. But I didn't think of it that quickly, and honestly, I was not fighting anything that was really calling to me. Again, that thing with, not wanting to spend money also. So if everybody starts watching my videos a lot more, hit that subscribe button, by the way. Maybe, I can put some of that money that I make off of these videos towards stencils. No, they're not that much. So I need to just pre-plan a little bit better, and find some stencils for my next theme. Stamps also would be nice to maybe have. That would probably be better. Instead of rubbing the ink with the marker over top of it, the stamp would probably take a lot better. So, all right, we're just gonna color this in. Again, I'm gonna just kind of let you go to the music and enjoy this little process, and I will jump back in when we're all done. one thing I am going to carry on from my other bullet journal is still using that Tucker stamp from Studio Calico. I do just love this stamp, and I have the the inner and the outer line of it, I guess I could say. And I thought that it just looked good. So we are using Canary Yellow from Close to My Heart. And yeah, I'm just loving that. I'm going to use the outline to go. And do you know that when I'm trying to get the outline off, I wanted it to be a little bit messy. I get it straight on. There we go. And then I try again. And I believe either I can't remember. Let me see here. I get it straight on again. Then the N, here I go. And I'm like, I should just make it straight on again, right? Nope. I purposely I'm going to way overdo this. And then I'm like way offline with all of the other blacks. So it is what it is. I think it looks great still. And yeah, I'm really happy with the way that this turned out. I am reducing my cover page to just one half of the page. I think doing 2 of this big, I was already kind of going to change that in my other bullet journal. And yeah, so we're definitely just going down to half. So all right, so using the same outline and Canary Yellow to put June on my monthly spread also, and then just draw in a few of those lemons for this to tie it to the theme. One thing I was upset is I forgot to not draw those bottom boxes on my calendar. It is what it is. I'm not going to fret too much over it, but oh, and there's my kid. But yeah, I was just hoping I wasn't going to do that because I wanted to put something down there. I think I still have a little bit of room, but I wanted to put something down there. So are we sick of me drawing these lemons yet? I think at this point I'm always like, okay, this is why I don't do themes. But again, why I'm probably going to be looking for some stamps and keep it to stamps because stamps do go a little bit quicker than this doodling all of the time. You are going to see that I'm about to do my weekly, and I did have this little itty bitty lemon stamp. I just wanted a bigger one. And then here I'm like, oh, I'll use the bottom of this cup to do a perfect circle. And y'all, look at this mess that I make. I am like, what is that edge? I'm like, oh God. So not even when I have a stencil pretty much, or, I don't know. Anyways, I can't get it right still. So all right, moving right along here, I'm going to kind of speed up through these lemons. But definitely let me know if you are interested in seeing me finish coloring those, because I don't know, I thought maybe you guys would just start getting bored. So here is my weekly spread. So this is what I was talking about. I do have a little lemon stamp on it is a few layers, and it worked out very well. So that's why I said the next time I'm definitely going to be looking for something like this, and making my life a little bit easier. So one thing that I do know about myself is I am a vertical planner. There is going to be no more horizontal weeks around here. I'm sorry if you are a horizontal planner and you like horizontal weeks. I can't do it. That's just not how my mind works. That's not how lists work. Lists are not written in horizontal ways. And I just can't do it. So this is going to be definitely vertical layouts. Now, what I am adding to my weeklies, because now obviously I have a lot more space. I've also figured out that I don't need the whole page length of a to-do list. That's just not going to happen. As you've seen in my May, some days are long, some days are short. What I do need though is a weekly meals tracker type thing. So yes, I do have my meal planner in the back, or I will here in a few minutes. But if I just need to be reminded of what is coming tomorrow. So that way I will look down and be like, oh, I do need to go pull out hamburger, or, just prep a little bit more for what's next. I don't always flip to the meal plan. I don't know. I think it will work. So that is what that little box in the bottom is. You've seen me make a mistake actually right there, so we'll have to use a little bit of whiteout. Also, if you have any suggestions for off-white, whiteout, please let me know, because I have just starch whiteout, and it obviously, you see it a big time. Actually, you don't see it horribly right there. You do see it in a real person though. This was a new stamp from Allie Edwards from her Week in a Life collection that I just received. I love these little first couple letter of her handwriting. So that is what I'm using for the days of the week, plus the days of the week going down on that little tracker. That is pretty much going to wrap up this weekly spread though, and this video, it is getting quite long at about 23 minutes. So definitely hit that subscribe button if you are new. Thank you so much for sticking around, and I hope you are excited about this B5 and much larger spread as I am. It's definitely going to be an adjustment, and it definitely took me longer to set up this week, or this month. And it might have been just because I needed to really measure out things and do things twice, and I was drawing all those darn lemons. So thank you guys so much for being here. Definitely hit that subscribe button. Oh, I think I already said that, but hit it, please. And I will talk to you guys in the next one.